Good evening, fine people of the LTBC tuning in to a Sea of Reds YouTube channel. We're here, we're live. We're talking about the exciting day 2 of the Liberty Twitter Bracket Challenge. Now, let me tell you, there were some things that happened today. Now, you probably know about one or two of the things. There were many things that happened that may have slid under the radar. So first, before we get too deep, I'm going to go ahead and talk about some of the things that you may have missed. The first one is it's an update from yesterday. We got one update from yesterday. And the update is that Duke Snyder's out here being a good sport about everything. You can go ahead, producer 3000. You can pull up my slides for me. I appreciate you. Duke Snyder's out here cracking jokes, asking about another fan base votes because he did that for JMU. That's funny. It's funny. He's out here being a good sport. Caleb called him out this morning. He said, "Might be next time I got you." I appreciated this turnaround from Duke. Wanted to make sure that it was seen by the public. It was a good little thing that he did there. Now, moving on, something that happened last night that is important for today's events was St. Looney attempting to secure the alpha male vote here. He said he was going to do some light reading, 15 alpha male traits. Now, this is a strategic move by St. Looney. You gotta understand. He sees the alpha males are banding together. He's gonna try to slide in there. He's gonna try to secure that vote. It's a big voter block this year, apparently. I respect it. I respect the grind. I respect what he was doing. Now, there's something else that did happen today that you probably saw because it was very public, very large. He was a character, and that character's name is Rocky Shizzle Sr. Now, our friend Rocky busted onto the Twitter scene talking about breaking into the Liberty basketball practice arena, attempting to get some shots up, slipping and falling into some popcorn. It was a little, my memory is a little fuzzy on the exact what happened. But I just know this guy is a character, and I have a feeling that we'll be seeing him again. He was an interesting guy. I don't know much about him, but I do know that he thinks the whole thing is bull crap. That's all I know. Allegedly has ties to CJ Sweat. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Now, speaking of CJ was on the hot seat a little bit for some questionable campaign tactics today. Some interesting things were tweeted out from his account. Neither here nor there. This reporter's job is just to show you the news, not to give you my opinion. But it was definitely interesting. It was some interesting choices were made in the campaign. However, he did have a banger of a tweet, which was most people spend their wedding night violating the Liberty Way. I spent mine watching Lunsford drill a 60-yard field goal to send it into overtime. Vote how you see fit. That it's a good tweet. It's a good tweet. Brings up the Liberty Way in a humorous situation. Recalls to mind the sad, very sad, heartbreaking 2014 loss in overtime to the Richmond Spiders. But very entertaining. Very entertaining. Shows a little bit of his history. Shows he understands the Liberty Way. It was a good tweet. It was a good tweet. Now, this was also a good tweet. I thought it was a funny tweet. Tossing aside Duke as his official second team, putting Liberty first in the fandom, taking some subtle shots at some other people. But what you may not know is that this shot was very specifically directed at people who were a part of today's scandal. Now, see, there was a voting scandal yesterday. There's another voting scandal today. Very different, but a scandal nonetheless. And that scandal was this. Jack Deerdorf reaching out to Buckeye Nation to get the votes. Now, I looked through a couple of these tweets. Many of the Jack Deerdorf faithful also called upon Buckeye Nation to vote for him. I did see some people also from Tennessee Twitter taking up Flame Ball's side. I didn't see Flame Ball specifically call them out and ask for their help. So, Jack, if it wasn't just you, that's on me, but this is all I saw. Man's wearing Ohio State gear in the picture. I mean, it's tough. Votes are votes. Richie says votes are votes. He's absolutely correct. Votes are votes. But it was very entertaining. A little bit of drama. John Manson actually chimed in and said, since it's becoming a Ohio State versus Tennessee poll, we should probably just disqualify both of them. Thought that was humorous. Thought that was a good tweet. Then we get to Zach Green. Now, my man Zach Green, one thing you need to learn about Zach, he's going to run a clean campaign. He's going to keep it clean, man. And he did it again. He said, listen, I've called into Group of Five guys consistently. He is the resident Liberty caller on their show. I mean, he's telling the truth. He is. He is a very consistent guy with them, calls into their show all the time. He used to tweet it out. I don't know if you guys paid attention to any of that, but I did. And my man Zach, not only he is a strong Flames fan, he's keeping it clean out here, running a clean campaign. I appreciate that. I respect that. It's not as exciting as our next matchup, which, of course, was Jesse and Brandon. Now, Pyle was firing off memes left and right all day today. Started off with this one, if my memory is correct. This was the first one. Very funny, hilarious. Called into question Jesse's roots, being a born in Russia, if I am correct, if my information is not incorrect. Great matchup, absolutely incredible matchup. Called into question his birthplace of origin. Tried to say he wasn't a true alpha male, true patriot. Random people from Jesse's political side of Twitter were coming in and firing some shots off at Brandon. I mean, it was very entertaining. Brandon got a couple more off. These are just a handful of my favorites. Liking his own tweets. Vote for Jesse Hughes is a vote for the political establishment. 8 times the followers, but only 32 votes for me. Followers are probably bought and paid for by the Jesse Hughes for America pack. Now that's funny. That's funny. This is humor. You guys y'all gotta lock in with me. This is funny. This is funny. However, Jesse pulls out the Trump card, gets the presidential endorsement. Now, this was a big deal. We got Costin outside telling the entirety of Flames Nation that this is the guy. Now, that's big. That's big. Does pull out the presidential endorsement. Other than that, Jesse is just tweets like Trump all day, which I thought was humorous, but I thought that the memes were better. I'm a picture guy. I'm a visual learner. Memes were funny. Now, however, there is a small controversy here because yesterday, RTB Flames and Fury also got the endorsement of Dr. Costin. So I will let you be the decider as to who is the legitimate one here. My vote might go with RTB. I mean, he was the one who did it first, but we'll find out. Anyway, the fever pitch of Jesse, Brandon, came to a head. And this was tweeted out. If Pyle and Hughes are tied, we have to have some sort of live tiebreaker on YouTube tonight. To which Brandon responded, Jesse and I will be doing an Oklahoma drill tonight. That can be the tiebreaker. Now, I don't know if you guys saw the Oklahoma drill, but if you didn't, please allow me to give you the play-by-play. Very entertaining. We started off at the top left here. We started off with Jesse just absolutely trucking my man. Just ran right through him. Now, in the second slide, this one over here. This side. Right here at the bottom. This was round 2. Now, round 2, Brandon gets the ball. He does a spin move. He does something a little, I'm not sure if that's allowed. I don't know if you're allowed to do a spin move in the Oklahoma drill. I'm not positive. I've never played football myself. Somebody who is more knowledgeable than me will have to weigh in, but pulls off the spin move, makes it through. Now, because it's tied, they decide they're going to play rock, paper, scissors to decide the winner, or not the winner, but who gets the ball next. Jesse wins. Jesse gets it. This last screen on the far right is the in the middle of Brandon attempting to grab Jesse and tackle him down. Listen, guys, it was all in good fun, good competition, but the important thing is it ended with 2 men on top of each other in the grass by the student union, just the way all fights should end. Peaceful resolution. Now, A tweet thread was fired off, which was very hysterical to me. Richie said, me rooting for CTE. Nice little picture of Chad there. And of course, CJ, because he has been on fire all the time, busts out me with CTE. And a picture of Mr. Shizzle Sr. That was great. Now let's talk about the actual results of the brackets today and what we're going to be looking at. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're taking tomorrow off. Everybody cool those Twitter fingers down. But we will be back on Friday, right? What day is today? We're taking tomorrow off. We'll be back the next day. That's Friday. Yep, I'm right. So on East Campus, we had Kathy taking the win over St. Looney. You know, the alpha male vote, he either didn't get it quick enough or it wasn't enough. Unfortunately, and this is not insider information, but Kathy did have the alpha males already on her side because, as we all know, Kathy's husband is my man, whose name is escaping me, Colin Porter, parentheses, alpha male. And so he was supporting his wife. He was getting things going. The alpha males had her back. It wasn't meant to be for St. Looney. An unfortunate exit for him. CJ Sweat and Zach Green. CJ came out with the win. I mean, it was a valiant effort by Zach. It really was. But when CJ has random people, creating, appearing even out of nowhere for entertainment, I mean, it's just tough. It's tough to overcome that. His Twitter fingers were also absolutely flying today. So Ryan taking the dub over Jake Patterson. I didn't see either of them being particularly active today, so I don't have anything to say about that. Cody pulling out the W over Julie, I'm sorry. It's an unfortunate for Julie. She's a great account. She's a great Flames fan. That man, it's hard to overcome the Cheerwine chili. It really is. Now in the Green Hall region, Jesse did pull out the win against Brandon. He did pull it out. It may have been the presidential endorsement. It may have been him absolutely trucking Brandon. But whatever the case, he did pull out the win. Liberty Mountain Views pulled out the win over LU Sports Better. Unfortunately, a loss for the Alpha Males. So now they have only one left in the running here. Flamesball and Jack Deerdorf. Apparently, Tennessee Twitter is just more supportive than Ohio State Twitter. I don't know. I guess that's the only conclusion that I can come to. Jeremiah Flincham and Eric Taylor. Eric, man, you gave it your best shot. I don't know if there's anything you can do against Jerry, to be completely honest with you. Now in the DeMoss Hall region, we had what I felt like was an upset of KC beating out Darien. However, I will say in Darien's defense, haven't seen him being super active. Haven't seen him really going hard in this year's competition. So who knows? I'm going to give the effort to KC. Oh, I'm a producer 3000's hopping on. Hold on. You're muted.
I have a correction to make. We did these brackets like 10 minutes before, and Buddy was ahead. Buddy actually got beat by Trap Phone by one vote. It was one. I'm not going to do the math. I think it was 113 to 112 or something like that was the vote. It ended up being one vote. So we have the updated brackets tweeted, and JB actually beat Buddy. So I wanted to make sure that was put out there.
Appreciate you, producer 3000. See, where would I be without him? In other news, then, JB's Trap Phone pulls out the W against Buddy, apparently with one vote. I mean, I'm telling you, listen, if you don't have the alpha males on your side, it's time to get them on your side. Look, they're moving and shaking. They're doing big things this year. Bill Powell and Nick Pretty. Nick Pretty came in. I didn't see anything for Bill today. I didn't really see anything from Nick either, but an interesting matchup there. Flames Kool-Aid. Turtle Power pushing through. Wasn't even out here. Bet Chad did just destroy some popcorn. Wasn't even out here able to be on Twitter today. But you know what? I don't know, the renown of that account, keeping him in the race. It's respectable. It's very respectable. Now the South Tower region. Caleb Wynn with the win over Fan the Flames podcast. Not Ian McCaw. eking out over Be Loud, Wear Red. I mean, the people have spoken. The favorite Liberty baseball account is here. Once again, the great content just can't overcome those goodwill finds. I think that's what it is. Personally, I think people have bought stuff from this man, and they're like, you know what, it's gonna do it. It's gonna do it for him every time. Optimus Ferg pulling out the W over LU grad. Now, this was a surprise to me. Nothing against Optimus Ferg at all. Great account. But I saw LU grad on there. He was campaigning. He was trying to get those votes. He was posting pictures of him traveling to places. So I had hopes for him. But you know what? Optimus came out with the win. And finally, Flames Advocate taking over RTB. Makes me a little sad. Nothing against Flames Advocate at all. But I know that RTB had those fire videos lined up. I'm sure he had another questionable endorsement coming down the pipes. Maybe now we'll never know. I did know, yes, I knew the Turtle Power he was having surgery today. That's why he wasn't active on Twitter. My hypeness was just about him being able to carry, even though he was out of commission today. It was a great job. It was a great job by everybody. Now, everybody, take the day off, the next 24 hours. Rest those Twitter fingers. You know who you're coming up against. Prepare yourself. Get ready. We're making moves. Friday morning, it all goes down. Round 3. We'll see you next time.